about 4 years ago, I rededicated my life to Christ after overdosing on drugs. Prior to that, I had grown up in church, but I didn't grow up in God, if that makes sense. Always in and out of church. Family always came to church, but there was a lot of
So you knew religion.
I knew religion. There was a lot of brokenness in the home, lots of cycles. There was abuse, there was loneliness. It was very difficult. And after growing up in that and just like praying like God heal my family and it not working out around high school, after seeing like the same cycles, I said, I'm done. God doesn't work. He's not real. I'm gonna do what I want to do. So I always viewed sin as like stuff that I can't have. So I just started doing everything I wanted to do. And that eventually led me down a path of pursuing and experimenting with drugs. I was very drawn towards psychedelics like LSD. And I had gone on trips before, and this was, I want to say like November of 2021. I was on a drug trip, and I found myself after a few hours overdosing. I didn't test my substances. I found myself overdosing, and I quickly found myself in a position of like something seriously wrong. This is different than any other experience I've had, and I found myself overdosing and dying. I was fading in and out of consciousness, and my heart was starting to give way. It was very scary. And when you're in that position, faced with like death before you, my spirit just knew there's judgment after this. I'm meeting God. And at this point, I was an atheist, but when I was faced with this reality, I was full blown like, oh my gosh, God is real. And there was no way else to put it. I just knew that that's what was next. So with my background, I just knew like, I have to repent. God, forgive me for leaving you. Forgive me for the drugs. Forgive me for the girls. Forgive me for my lifestyle I've been living. And I just started repenting.
Saying this currently
while I was dying, yeah. While I was still very much high. It was a lot. And I could also hear demons just like speaking to me. It was a lot. So I started repenting. Lord, forgive me for this sin. And if you save me from this, I'll live my life for you, because the way I've been living, it led me to death. So you're the answer, Jesus. And it was still 6 hours left, and just praying, and God brought me through, and I'm keeping my promise. And now I've dedicated my life to Christ. And now I serve in the youth group. I have a youth DG. I have an adult DG where I disciple people. I love the Lord with my whole heart. I'm a worshiper. And I'm just so thankful for his salvation, for how good he's been. And he's done a complete restoration in me and my family. And I'm grateful.